Okay, Dad, I'm mostly finished with this door for now. Sort of got the skin turned over all the way across. I'm a little disappointed with how some of it turned out. You can see the gap up here is got wide, and then it's also a little wide down in here, so it's high. Somehow my turning sort of moved that line over, and sort of a bit irritating, but this is all fixable, but it'll be just a matter of, adding material on the end there to get it all squared up. I was hoping I could avoid that, but it is what it is, so I'm not going to go back here and do this again. But so anyways, I managed to get a little bit of progress here, taking this down. If I put lean on it here with a dolly on the backside and gently hit here, I can start to reshape that a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. So the top here is turned down. I've just got a few tabs here and there on the corners to take down. It's not welded yet. Some of that I'm going to wait until the chassis has been repaired and squared, and that's all exactly where I want it to be, and then I'll go ahead and nail down that part, get it squared up. I can twist the door just a little bit one way or the other to get it to fit squarely. So then, once I get that where I want it to be, then I can put some tack welds on there to hold the skin where I want it to, where it should be. So as for now, I'm gonna move on from the door. I'm gonna move forward into working on this front fender. My first order of business is to do some cleanup, which is mostly done now. Pull out this part here, and I'm going to measure, figure out where I want to have this this line. I want it to meet up nicely with the front edge of the door, and so that's sort of part of what I'm going to do there. So I'm going to try to make up a template of some sort that sort of comes along here, up to there, and over, and I'll transfer that then to the back of this fender to make sure I get that right. I may or may not also get back to working on this, because of course these two pieces have to go together at some point, and I just need to start looking at that and getting my head wrapped around what needs to get done there as well. So it'll be kind of slow going here for the next while as I get myself situated for making front fenders. Hopefully what I learned about turning edges on the door skin helped me do a better job of turning the edge here. So first thing though, I've made the piece that goes down here along the bottom and I can't find it. So I have to tear the place apart looking for that, since that's part of the fender, and you can see it goes down in here where it's all rusted out, and it mounts to the bottom of this inner sill. So someday I may find that, hopefully soon, and we'll keep making forward progress, and I'll bring you along when that happens. Bye. Howdy, Dad. Time to move on to the next phase. All right, so I'm trying to figure here is exactly what kind of shape I need for the rear of the front fender. So what I've done here is I've traced the edge of the door. It's that inner line. And you can see that the door sits just a little bit back of the joggle that's in the outer sill that the front fender needs to sit in. And so what I've got here is a 7 mil gap, which is just a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch. And so this kind of gives me a good feel for where I have space and where I need to make space for the front fender. So for example, this thing here is overlapping with the edge of the flange, and so there's no way I could get this thing around and back and be able to come in right here. So that was where I'd like the front fender line to come in here, and then I can make a smooth transition to that gap. So it's a little tight here, it's tight up here, and so I'll have to do some more trimming to get this so that I have a consistent gap there. So anyways, that's sort of how I'm gonna start this. And once I have that where I want it to be, then I will take this and move it to this here, lay it all out, and give me a feel for where it needs to be. I have some layout lines here from the old Fender, but the old Fender is all rotted out, so this is just a guess. But it does give me some idea for where the old line used to be, so I'll see how close I can get to that, and then go from there. So just getting started, so it's going to take me a while to kind of get myself set up here. Okay, Dad, Saturday morning. I pulled out this rear part of the front fender. I got my lines all marked out. I made this template here. I showed you that last time, I think. And then I added a gap and then made a scribe line. I'm using this machinist blue here to hopefully be able to follow that a little bit better and stay on track. Not sure if that was the problem last time, but I'll see if I can do that a little more cleanly this time. I've got everything all trimmed up over here, so that's sort of where it needs to be, and so that template fits on here pretty well. So we'll see how well I can transfer that over and get an edge on there. I could never find the bracket, the mounting bracket here that fits down here, so I had to make another one this morning. Didn't take me too long, so now I just need to fold this over. There's a joggle on here, gets spot welded to it, and then these three mounting brackets here mount the lower part of that fender to the inner sill there. There's some mounting holes, so we'll see if I get it right. Take care. Okay, I've turned down the flange, down here on the bottom. It's close to 90. And this piece this support flange here that I made, it's got a joggle in it so that when this lip turns over, it sort of fits into that joggle. And then there's a slot here, and then so part of it is on the inside, part of it on the outside, just for strength. And looks like it's in about the right place, so looks okay for me. I got a little bit more work to do on this edge, but it's gotten much figured out how to do it a whole lot better. Definitely having that scribe line and being able to see working from the top side has also been helpful to me. Usually I've been working on the back side, and that's just, I just don't see well enough here, and little changes in where the line moves, kind of add up over time. So I have a little bit more work to do here on this corner here. So so this is a joggle that goes all the way to here, and then from this point forward is a wired edge. So I have some zinc plated wire here, and so that wire sits sort of right in here, and then this lip then folds over and captures that. I'll have to do some practicing. I've never done that before. before I'd actually do it on this one, but for now I really just wanted to get some stiffening here, see if it's in the right place. Next, I'm probably going to come to the top here and turn the flange at the top of the door. You can see right here, I have a turn line right here that basically then turns over and spot welds to the drip rail that goes all the way along the fender. It's kind of what I need to do to be able to mount it properly. You know, for example, that fender comes up here and just runs into the support here. So it needs to turn over so I can go down and then follow this line. So I'll do that first. You can sort of see, I guess you can't see it. Actually, you can see it down here. There's the drip rail. There's the drip rail down there that I need to refabricate. It's all rotted, the last back half. So go from there. Okay, Dad. Keep you on board. Okay, Dad. Done a little bit on this rear part of the fender. I think I've showed you that I turned the bottom flange. I also turned the top flange across the top there. Required some little bit of shrinking up in here to get that to sort of line up. It's just sort of hanging there precariously. You know, I haven't done anything yet about this line here. That was the last thing I wanted to do. I just wanted to make sure that the gross fit was where I wanted it to be. So now I kind of need to decide how I want to sort of hold this together, I guess, for lack of a better word, because there's no well, here you can see I'm missing completely this rail across the top. It's all rusted back in here. So I may just cut this off of this one and use it just for the time being, just so that I can actually rest it on there and not be worrying about having the damn thing pop off, fall on the ground and make me invent more curse words. But anyways, making a little progress. I think I'm going to stop here today. It's Saturday afternoon. It's about 3:30, 3:45, and call that a little bit of progress for today. I'm surprised. I didn't think I would get anything done. Okay, Dad, a little bit after work project. It's Monday. Spent a little bit of time here messing around with trying to get the fit right. What was happening originally was just the curvature here was off ever so slightly, and essentially that caused me to be short down here because it was pooching up this way, and I was losing, a good 3/16 of an inch down in here, so it wouldn't fit underneath. So I had to take off the lower bracket to get it to fit. I've been messing around with the turn here, and so you can see that's a good fit. It's not, the gaps are not perfect right now just because I can't push this all the way in and hold the camera at the same time, but it does, I don't know if I can do it, but it does fit in there and hold, and this gap here closes as this thing rotates this way. So you can see it's just a little bit back or a little bit forward there. So overall, there it is in sort of bare steel, and I'm pretty pleased with how this gap looks all the way across here, at least when I'm holding it. So I should be able to get a position down in here where I can bolt that. I still need to finish turning the skin all the way over. It's over and it's on just snug enough that the flange is not pulling in and out, but it's not secured yet. So I'll probably, I think next time I come out here, I'll probably spray a little weld through primer along the inside here and just spot weld that in so it can at least be secure and not be moving around all the time. So overall, there we go. It's pretty decent. That's still not perfect in here. I've got much better of turning this same corner on this fender as I did on the door. So I learned something in there. I'm hoping that I can I'd make the adjustment to so that all fits okay. You can see that I need to push in just a little bit right here still. It still just bows out ever so slightly, but there's no bolts on the bracket in there that holds the fender in, so I know I can get that sucked in. So overall, looking better, and I'll be happier once I have this pounded flat and welded in so that it doesn't move around, and it's a little high just because it's still not all the way over, but there you go, half a fender. And then now the next thing I'll work on after I've got that sorted is I'll come back up here and start to get the drip rail put together and in a place where I can at least support the top part. There's just a clamp underneath there that keeps that top end, front end from falling over. Once that's all sorted, then I think I'll be sort of going back over here and sort of working on, where'd they go? Oh. After that's all sorted, I'll be taking the front of that fender and revisiting, getting that hammered into shape. So hopefully my elbow survives that. Anyways, here it is, one view of some whole bunch of new metal. Okay, Dad, I've done minor surgery here and just worked to fiddle with things to kind of get to fit better. I finally tack welded in the brace that goes in here. And as you can see, I'm probably just a little bit long there. So I'm gonna break that tack and I'm gonna bring it in just a little bit. I think what was happening is that every time I would put it in there, it would separate a little bit. So I was sort of getting a false reading. So I know that. So I tacked it, and so I'll just break that and just move it ever so slightly that way, and then, or that way, and then I'll have the gap that I'm looking for. You can see that, it's sort of a tricky because I just realized that my hinges, which used to be pretty solid, are no longer solid. So they must have been gummed up or something, and then I broke that gum, and now there's some rock in those hinges, so that needs to be repaired. But what I've been spending time doing is getting the shape here better. And so right now I've got, it used to be quite proud here and low here. Still a little of both of those things, so I may still go after making some more fixes, but it's closer than it was before. My gap is a little large here, and so that will need to be addressed at some point. But at least from about here up to about there, it's good. And it gets a little wide, and it's good there, and it's fine up at the top. So there's just a space right in here. Now, I'm hesitant to do any kind of major gap work right now. It's just too early, and so I feel like I'm in a decent spot. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to break the tack weld that I have down there on that brace. I'm going to move it a little bit, and that will take this and just twist it ever so slightly, and I'm going to call that good for now. And so then there's I'm gonna call that good for now. So anyways, Dad, I think I'm gonna end it here, because whatever little bits I do now are just gonna be little stuff in the noise here. And I will, once I've got this sort of sorted, I'm gonna move forward to the front of that fender, and that's gonna take me a while. So I think I'm gonna finish up this rear part here, leave you with that gap, and know that that's going to be repaired and fixed up a little bit, but not too bad.